Hello and welcome back to the Movie Bar Podcast, the average movie podcast for average movie fans by average movie fans. The bar is now open. Welcome to episode number 59. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm John.
Yay! Hi!
Yeah. Hey, the gang's all here.
Wow, shocking. And now it's time for Has Kyle
Has
Seen It?
has
Yeah!
Kyle seen it?
God, that goddamn shrill voice. I forgot
All
to
right,
ask if you actually had anything because I don't have
I
anything.
do. Kyle, Justin, do you think Kyle has seen the movie Grudge Match? Sylvester Stallone, Robert De Niro.
I hope for his, mind's sake he hasn't.
That was
So
a
I'm
good
just gonna
movie.
go with a no.
Kyle, have you seen Grudge Match with Robert De Niro and Sylvester Stallone?
Unfortunately, I think I watched it with you and Dad. So
Oh,
Well, that was dumb. Pick a movie he's seen with you. Good thinking, John.
like I can remember what the hell I've watched with him.
Shocked you can remember what you watched this week.
Well, that's why we have Letterboxd.
Speaking of, John, what have you watched this week?
Actually, we do have a news story.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, look at that. That's right there.
Way to look at the notes beforehand, Justin.
I don't care.
I've noticed. All right, Kyle, why don't you tell us our news story this week?
John Beasley passed away on Tuesday, May 30th, at the age of 79, and he's best known for Firestarter, Lost Souls, Sam Raimi's The Gift, Haunted Maze, The Purge, Anarchy, Sinister 2, and then The Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. How was that?
Sorry.
Oh.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
Quickie Mart.
Okay. Anyways, now that we just destroyed that segment.
Sorry, the doorbell.
All right. So now, do you want to know what I've watched?
Sure. What have you watched, John?
All right. It's been a slow week. I watched a very Harold and Kumar Christmas that completed that series. I watched American Pie, American Reunion, Superbad, Ted, Final Exam, Joyride 2, Dead Ahead, Creed 3, Return to Nukem High, aka Volume 2, Mallrats, Blown Away, and the classic Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Kyle, what have you seen?
I finished Trainwreck, Woodstock 99. Then I watched Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Then I watched Leon the Professional and then Blown Away.
What did you think of that documentary?
Well, it's kind of there's a lot of stuff they don't mention, which is weird. Like, I don't know. I searched up the artists that were there, and like,
Yep.
they never mentioned Rage Against the Machine, Metallica, like so many. Alanis Morissette was there too, and like, I don't know.
That was the Netflix one, correct?
Yeah,
I believe there's one on Hulu too.
this
That
is HBO. This is the one you're
yeah,
thinking of.
HBO. And it goes a little more in depth, but that was us, Justin. That was our age group, kind of.
Yeah, no, I remember it. Oh, I
What a
remember
shit.
it. I was at Mini Woodstock when they had the River Rave the first year and last year at Foxborough Stadium.
Yeah,
That was basically the same thing. It was a riot.
really.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Huh.
But
Okay.
anywho, now I have watched. Let's see if I can remember what I've watched. I watched Ted. I unfortunately watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Ugh. So to cleanse my palate, after that I watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, and I watched Celtic Pride, which it's been a while since I watched that movie, so that was well worth the watch. And did you know Judd Apatow wrote that?
Celtic Pride.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
at least
didn't
had a
know
hand in it. He was one of the credited writers.
that. Okay,
I thought that was pretty neat.
it's a
I
good
did
movie.
watch. Yeah, it is. I did watch Blown Away, and I. No, I'm not going to say that.
That's not your color.
And I watched Blank Man.
Blank Man. I like that movie. Kyle, what did you watch?
He
already
already
went
told
over
us.
Never mind.
Way to pay attention there, guy. Yeah, give me crap for reading notes.
All right,
Meanwhile,
it's
you're
time for another
typing
installment of
crap.
Fresh
No,
from the
it's
Street.
not.
So, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey came out on digital this week, so I was nice. I bought it so we could all watch it, even though Kyle refused to watch it again. I liked it. I didn't have high expectations going in, and it lived up to the low expectations that I expected. Justin, what's your issue with the movie?
The story sucked. The everything sucked about it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, they
Like, the way they hyped it up about, it's Winnie the Pooh. It's like, no, it was just terrible.
yeah. I think like I thought the cinematography was really good. That was the only thing that was good, but they tried to make it too serious when they should have just leaned more into the Winnie the Pooh stuff, because you can really just take him out and put any random slasher in, and it's the same movie.
Yeah.
Where like I wanted
Yeah.
it to be super silly Winnie the Pooh stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going in expecting. And even like how he only talks at the end, like it would have been amazing if they're all talking in those voices and like killing people.
Well,
like,
I
that
think
alone.
the thing is the voices aren't free range, so
Yeah.
they can't have those voices.
Oh, well.
That's how they explain that away. But I agree. I wanted more. I wanted them to lean harder into it.
Yeah.
They took it as too. Like they made it a serious. They tried to make it a serious movie.
Mhm.
They tried to make it a serious slasher, and it's not. It's a fucking bear and a pig.
And like sometimes that'll make it funny when they're taking something super silly so serious, but like there's nothing silly besides
No.
their outfits, and that's it.
And like even their appearance, it wasn't silly. It was just poor.
Yeah.
Like the makeup was not good.
Yeah.
Like most of Pooh's head looked plastic.
I mean, I did like how they looked, but again, I think because they looked silly, so I thought they would be more silly. But yeah.
Sure, I'm going, oh, deer, stabbing. But
yeah, where was Tigger?
no, I mean,
Exactly.
I wanted
I don't
Tigger to be
think Tigger-
bouncing to kill people.
I don't think Tigger is
Yeah,
part of
he's
that
newer.
whole.
No, he's
That
part
was
of it.
kind
He's
of like
just
a
newer.
Disney. Yeah,
It was an
like
addition, yeah,
I think that was a Disney creation, honestly. So,
probably.
the story of Winnie the Pooh by,
Yeah.
I can't remember the author's name right now, but I believe that's what entered the public domain.
Yeah.
So, down the line, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Part 6, that's when Tigger gets his revenge.
Mickey Mouse is almost there. That's when we'll have some fun.
Steamboat Willie's out there now. So,
Yeah, now, but Mickey Mouse is on his way.
Aren't they doing a
And what-
Peter Pan one? Isn't that
yes. Oh, wasn't it? Was it Peter Pan or Bambi?
They're doing
Oh,
Grinch.
Grinch,
yeah,
that's
the-
what it was.
Did that come
The
out?
mean one. I think it comes out this December.
I think it's been through the festival ring.
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah. It
Well-
didn't give me what I wanted. That's why I didn't like it.
yeah.
It's
I
just
agree.
like It's just it's like he could have been anybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
like
I
I
was
said,
super excited for it.
the expectations weren't high going into it, and especially after what Kyle said and Justin said, I knew.
Well, I mean, my expectations weren't high either. Like I knew it's they are just hopping on this because of they wanted to be the first ones with the whole public domain thing, but you had time. This wasn't like all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is a thing like they've known for 100 years. So, you want more if you're gonna try and jump the gun and be first like that.
And yeah, it did seem rushed. I mean, it just entered public domain January 1st, so they were working on this prior to it, but I mean, it's already out on digital. I believe it came out in February, didn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so. All right. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Justin, yay or nay?
Save yourself some time, but I mean, if you want to see Pooh kill some people, sure.
Okay.
It's a novelty. Once it wears
Yay or
off.
nay?
Nay.
I say yay. Check it out. It's fun for what it is. That's all. All right. Justin, move us along.
How about picks of the week? Kyle, you go first.
I know John's really excited for this movie, so that's why I chose it. But I chose Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. After reuniting with Gwen Stacy, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. However, when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders, and he must soon redefine what it means to be a hero so he can save the people he loves most. So it just came out June 2nd, directed by Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson. This is like easily one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen.
I do have a question though, real quick. Did that have a preview for John's other favorite upcoming movie, The Hitman's Wife's Best Friend's Bodyguard?
It
That's
did.
not
It did
real, is it?
actually.
No.
Are you serious?
Not yet. It isn't.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were good movies, and I want to see another one.
I'm actually going to see it this weekend, so
it is. It's. There's a ton of references. It's really, really, really good, and it's a part one, so it's the pace. Yeah, it's incredible. Honestly, it's right now it's the top rated film on Letterboxd of all time. It's like that highly rated out of the gate.
Is it appropriate for a 7-year-old?
Yeah, I mean it's a animated Spider-Man movie, but I mean it's definitely intense, but like in a way kids movies get. But
yeah,
there's some scenes that might be scary, I guess, because it's really intense. But yeah.
Well, Hunter's excited to see it, so I guess I have to go see it.
You'll like it too. It's that good.
Well, I'll report back next week.
All right. How about big old John boy? What's your pick of the week?
Well, I went back to a classic movie, 1995's Mallrats. T.S., played by Jeremy London, and his best friend Brody, played by Jason Lee, take a trip to the mall after their girlfriends break up with them. Wow. T.S.'s girlfriend, Brandy, played by Claire Forlani, is participating in a dating game show at the mall, which was the initial cause of their breakup. Meanwhile, Brody's ex, Renee, played by Sharon Doherty, has begun dating a sleazy storage manager, Shannon, played by Ben Affleck. T.S. and Brody seek out ways to ruin the game show, hunted all the while by Brandy's father, Jared, played by Michael Rooker, and with help from Jay and Silent Bob. Released on October 20th, 1995, directed by Kevin Smith.
Thank God you didn't do that every time you broke up. We would have been at the mall 3 times as often as we were.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. But yeah, okay. Thanks, Justin.
Back in 1995,
1995.
back when there were malls. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Jen Grabert.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny.
He still
Never
goes to
dated
the
her.
Crystal Square Mall.
I go to the what?
The Crystal Square Mall or whatever that
What?
one in North Attleboro is.
Emerald Square Mall.
Emerald Square.
He's got his gems all mixed up.
Same
Hey
thing.
man, you
A,
go
I
to
never dated Jen Grabert, and B, Crystal was an ex-fiance, not a mall, okay?
I
Jerk.
was gonna say, what is this? Chaos Emerald Mall.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to call that a mall, 90% of it's fucking empty now.
Oh, I'm sure. It was
They even took the playground away. The play place.
75% empty when I was there.
Yeah, well, now it's 90%. Sears is gone.
Well, Sears sucked anyway, so.
All right, what's your pick, Justin?
We have Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. A charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a long-lost relic. But their charming adventure goes dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people. Released March 31st, 2023, directed by John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein. Steinstein. Sure. This is a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
I haven't watched it yet.
I don't play D&D, never have, but it's pretty cool. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I heard it's well received. Hunter wanted to watch it. I don't know how the hell he knew about it, but whatever.
Not bad. I guess he could. I don't know.
Well,
huh?
You watched Black Adam.
Oh, well, that was a gigantic pile of turd, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to our main topic. Blown Away. Initially released July 1st, 1994, directed by Stephen Hopkins. Music composed by Alan Silvestri, and story by John Rice and Joe Batir.
It had a budget of $28 million US dollars. $50 million. It was
somewhere
distributed
between 28 and 50.
Yeah. It was distributed by Metro Golden Mayer and United International Pictures. Has a rating of R for violence and foul language, and has a runtime of. Listen, you guys can do notes too. Blown Away's runtime is
2 hours and 1 minute.
Yes.
It's almost like I looked it up before.
Well, you could have put it in there. Yeah, 2 hours and 1 minute. I was surprised it was over the two hour mark. Usually movies back then weren't.
Yeah.
But this was actually supposed to be released in April, but they had such high confidence in it that they pushed it to be a summer blockbuster.
And you have it currently streaming on none, but I guess if you have a Showtime subscription, you can stream it on the Showtime app.
I somehow have one. I don't know how. I think I have it through like Spotify or something, but that's how I watched it.
Oh, it was on Vudu.
Yeah, but you probably would have been watching it, and I would have gotten kicked off.
No, I tried to watch it yesterday when I finished work because I said, who else would be watching it right now? And sure enough, Justin was trying to watch it.
No, that was the other movie.
Oh, yeah, that was Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, never mind.
I watched Blown Away on my on-demand.
Oh.
And then when I finished, I went to my guide to see what else was on, and it was on.
So the cast includes Jeff Bridges as Lieutenant Jimmy Dove / Liam McGivney, Tommy Lee Jones as Ryan Garrity, Susie Amos as Kate Dove, Lloyd Bridges as retired Officer Max O'Bannon, Forrest Whitaker as Officer Anthony Franklin, Steffi Lindbergh as Lizzie, and then John Finn as Captain Fred Rourke.
And a nice little cameo by Cuba Gooding Jr. too.
Yep. Cuba Gooding was in there. Yes, he was.
But
all right. So this movie starts out, you've got A whole lot of hustle bustle going on. You got some flashbacks going. You got the bombs and all that good stuff. And you got the Irish Republican Army fighter Ryan Garrity escaping from his cell in a castle prison, Northern Ireland, by turning a toilet into a bomb, killing a guard and his cellmate in the process. My biggest issue with this movie, and it's probably the only issue I really have with this movie, the accents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tommy Lee Jones did great despite, Jeff Bridges did great despite, Lloyd Bridges did great despite, but those gosh darn accents were terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Tommy Lee Jones, because he was like, his character is crazy enough, it kind of worked. But Jeff Bridges was like in and out. I don't even know what accent he was doing.
Yeah, his was coming and going real bad.
Yeah.
For some reason, I kept thinking of Kurt Russell.
Well, I mean,
Watching
they
this
He
do-
didn't
movie,
they do
quite
look-
look like him.
yeah. They're intertwined in my head
and
too.
then I was like, and I was trying to figure out like, why does his voice sound? And it was Jeff Bridges. I kept forgetting it was Jeff Bridges. But what you guys think of the toilet bomb? Huh? That was unique.
Yeah, it was a good intro. I
Shows how
wasn't
weak-
expecting Irish Tommy Lee Jones, so got me into it.
Yeah,
He's a little crazy.
and kind of shows how weak the walls were in that prison.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took him 20
All right.
years.
Yeah, but I mean, he could blow it up with a toilet, but that blanket and mattress sure did protect him real well.
The man's his cellmate. So,
Yeah, well.
but all right. So now we're in Boston. Lieutenant James Jimmy Dove is a veteran of the Boston Police Bomb Squad. Interesting note: my mother's father was actually on the Boston Bomb Squad, but he's on the verge of retirement and decides he wants to take on a new task of training newer recruits. But while attending his stepdaughter's birthday party, he gets a page, and he has to go to MIT to save Nancy from a computer bomb. When the robot that would, I guess, when she types so many words and the lights filled up, the bomb would have exploded after her boyfriend kills himself.
Yeah.
Or it would go off if she stopped typing.
Yep.
But technology fails again because as soon as they try to transfer over to the robot, it stops working. So, he saves Nancy just mere seconds before it detonates when the bytes are counting down. But this is kind of when it's revealed that Jimmy is really Liam, a former member of the Northern Ireland terrorist cell. You see the flashbacks that he has, and then he starts throwing up when he's outside of the room. So,
And in his time in Northern Ireland, Liam, as he's known there, is friends with Garrity. Garrity tried to set off a bomb that would have killed, a bunch of civilians, but Liam kind of dove in and prevented him, but it ended up in the death of his girlfriend, who is Garrity's sister. And then Garrity was arrested, so that kind of led to why they have this, rivalry going on, kind of. Devastated McGivney moved to Boston and took on a new identity, hoping to find atonement and saving others by defusing bombs, since he was raised from a young age to know how to make them. Only his uncle, who's a retired police officer, Max O'Bannon, is aware of his past and encourages him to retire early, feeling he has, paid back and done his penance.
I have to say that was quite the casting choice to cast. Well, I believe that's his dad, correct? Lloyd
Yep.
Bridges
Mhm. Yep.
as his uncle, and I love when he's fucking around with the hot tub, trying to
Yeah.
get the bubbles, and he's fucking hitting it with a wrench, and
hmm
but
And I mean, it's nice to see Lloyd Bridges in this kind of role because we were only used to seeing him in the big things like Airplane and
yeah,
Hot Shots and all that. So
yeah, more
did a great
serious
job.
role.
Did a great job.
Yeah,
He still had that lively, spunky old man kind of feel, but
mm-hmm.
serious instead of complete goofball. But at this point, the news is on the radio of him stopping that bomb at MIT, and of course, Garrity from across the bar manages to recognize somebody he hasn't seen in 20 years on the TV on the little screen. So he has taken up residence in an abandoned casino boat, which I don't remember ever seeing an abandoned casino boat anywhere near Boston, but I don't know.
Nope,
You'd
I don't
that'd
think
be
I don't think gambling was allowed up until about what 3 or 4 years ago.
something like that.
So maybe
Um,
times were different down in the shores.
And as we follow the movie along, we find out that he has taken a job as a janitor at the police station, just to learn more about Dove's past and present life and his coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
He has set up bombs specifically designed to kill the rest of the bomb squad, with unfortunately Blanket becoming the first victim on the night of our hero's wedding. Yeah, that's a rough one. Day you retire, you get married, all that good stuff, and
So let's talk about when he's back at the scene where Blanket dies, and he's trying to figure it out. And then Forrest Whitaker shows up. Like, to have that much sense to ricochet it off of a wall, knowing exactly where the person would be. That's fucking genius.
I mean, you learn things when you become good at doing bad things.
Yeah, I
that
guess.
reminded me of Law Abiding Citizen, just like the crazy shit he does in that.
Oh yeah. So, you know, so now Jimmy wants to go back on the team, even though he's retired, to fill Blanket's spot. And he gets a call that there's a bomb on a trolley. So he rushes there, and they're telling him, no, you can't be on the team. Let us figure this out. It's just a fake. And he looks at the molding that he said was Play-Doh, and he sees the imprint of the bomb diffusing machine that they use, and figures out that that's where the bomb is. Well, sadly, running through all those cops, not getting in, everybody getting in his way, he tells them not to turn it off, which Cortez does, and him and Rita are then killed by the explosive hidden in the bomb disposal robot. So Dove then receives a call from Garrity and realizes that Kate and his stepdaughter Elizabeth are in danger. He rushes home, finds no bombs, even though they set up like a lot of guessing if you've never seen the movie before. When she like turns on the stove, or she answers the phone, or she turns on the light, and you're like, oh shit. I haven't seen this movie in years, so I was like, does this explode now? Well, Jimmy gets there, no bombs, but he does find his dog Boomer in Elizabeth's closet, and he begins to tell Kate about his past, in Ireland and tells her to take Elizabeth and go to the Cape to his uncle's cottage. So then we see Forrest Whitaker's character running up and down stairs, getting in shape. Comes home, puts on some music and headphones. Then you hear the beeping sound. And now we have Garrity's third bomb, which was in the speaker and in the headset. And he is able to call Jimmy with his toe on the phone, which Jimmy comes and practically saves his life.
Can't do that no more.
What?
Tell somebody with your foot. Because you need to get the phone to your face to turn it on.
Well, 9 out of 10 times the cell phone's in your friggin' hands anyways, so.
In your pocket.
Yeah. But Dove does rescue him, and Franklin promises Dove any assistance he can offer. So
I thought it was funny when he was like speaking really loudly. They get mad at him.
oh yeah. Hey, this thing's on. What about the we kind of skimmed over it, but when he's teaching them and he steps on the bouncing Betty.
Oh yeah.
And he steps off, and somebody says to Tommy Lee Jones, "Hey, looks like you got a mess to clean up now."
Mm-hmm.
So
that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Max decides to stop Garrity himself, trying to get close to him at an Irish bar, but instead he ends up captured by him and latched to a makeshift bomb. Dove tracks down Max and goes to retrieve his tools, but Max, realizing that Garrity had created the bomb to kill both of them, intentionally triggers it while he's Dove's away and sacrifices himself. In analyzing the bomb's debris, he finds a roulette ball that points to the abandoned ship, where he then finds Garrity. Garrity reveals that he has set up another bomb in Kate's car and arms it via radio signal, and this activates a Rube Goldberg-esque mechanism to trigger an even larger set of explosives that will destroy the ship. I think also one thing I found funny was that he was always listening to U2 whenever he was like making the bombs.
Well, yeah, because that lady gave him the tape.
Yeah, he bought the cassette when he bought the. Justin, did you ever have that toy?
I had something similar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have it right now.
Yeah, I'm
pretty sure I can go in that room over there and find it somewhere.
So basically, Kyle probably doesn't know what it was, but basically, it was a bunch of things you would connect, and then you could build this big thing, and you drop a marble, and it would bounce. Go through a wheel. Yeah, and so how about when Lloyd Bridges gets the information? He goes to Fenway Park and gets it from the hot dog guy.
Well, who's gonna hear and see all?
Yeah,
hot dog guy. Hot dog guy.
Kyle, could you raise your camera up a little bit? Justin, lower your camera down a little bit. Thank you.
I slunk.
Yeah, all. Okay.
I got comfortable.
So, okay, Kyle.
I can't raise it any more than this.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really raise it.
As long as I can see your face. We are on YouTube now at the Movie Bar Pod at YouTube.
I'm merely helping out our watchers by getting myself as far away from the actual screen as possible.
See how perfect mine is? Squares. Kyle, what happened to your camera?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. Well, Dove engages Garrity in a large melee throughout the ship. When Dove gains the upper hand, he handcuffs himself to Garrity, preventing him from leaving, preparing to die, to keep his secret, and prevent any more deaths. Dove is then saved by Franklin at the last second, having followed Dove to the ship, and the two escape in time before the ship explodes, killing Garrity in the process.
I know it's a different time, but even in 1994, if an explosion that big happened in the waterfront anywhere near Boston, that concert's over.
Yes.
Sorry. And they're going to hear it, they're going to feel it, and they're going to see it. That concert's
Yes.
over.
Yes, and the concert he is speaking of was at the Hat Show, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Boston Pop's playing on the 4th of July.
Every
So
year.
it was kind of funny because MIT just had their graduation a week ago, which was the start of the movie. Now we're on the 4th of July.
There you go.
So cool explosions.
Well, it's a movie about bombs, so there better be some cool explosions.
The two then race back to the city, hoping to stop Kate before she can start the car. They arrive too late, but are able to catch up to Kate, and Dove jumps into the car, and he finds the complex bomb and manages to defuse it in time.
Sometimes you just got to decapitate the duck.
Yeah.
And that's it. As they're recovering, Franklin tells Dove he knows his past identity, but will keep it a secret. We can take credit for taking down Garrity. Dove agrees and gives Franklin his beeper before leaving. Kate, Lizzie, and Franklin plays a little beep trick on him. Gives him a little heart attack, makes him think there's another thing going on. That's pretty funny.
Everybody loves a hero. That's why Franklin joined the bomb squad.
Yeah, but I can tell you I couldn't get behind his hero.
Who, Franklin?
Yeah.
He was too cocky.
Yeah, too much.
And I think having that bomb next to his ear really fucking brought him down a few notches.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had it back by the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah. So.
It's like you didn't actually do anything other than save his life. Like, that was important. But had you not been there, well, I guess he saved the wife's life, but by proxy. But
yeah, but Jimmy was ready to die on that ship.
Yeah.
Keep his secrets hidden.
Yeah.
You know.
So, but all right. Well, considering where it took place, what did you guys think of that setting?
The only issue I had with it was they showed the city hall in Boston as the police station.
Yeah, well.
Anybody else catch that?
They will do that. They will do that. They do that a lot.
Yeah. City Hall is a very noticeable building. It's upside down.
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah, I mean, the police station probably isn't noticeable, so you'd rather have one that looks good.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Boston's the perfect setting for this. I mean, you know,
a lot of Irish people.
A lot of Irish. Their bomb squad, you know, there's that video that went around of when they were defusing a bomb and one of them got blown up. And
all right, enough like family historying this thing up here.
Hey, it's a family what family time. But no, I don't, you know, plus you have the waterfront nearby too, so I think that was a good backdrop, you know, played a big part in it.
Well, and Boston has, you know, one of the most famous 4th of July celebrations there are, so.
Yeah. And, you know, they snuck a lot of, you know, Fenway Park, shit like that,
yeah.
you know. Like all the cops at a funeral watching the fucking Red Sox game.
That's what happens.
Yeah. So, but no, good setting.
About the effects, how are you guys feeling about the effects? The dead bodies, the explosions.
Amazing.
Goldberg.
Definitely very 90s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You got to go for as much as you can.
Yeah, definitely wasn't. They were practical effects. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like when the two guys exploded at the back of the van there. Yeah, you could clearly tell they just kind of show some dummies in front of the thing before they lit it off.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, overall, I mean, it fit together. It looked fairly good.
Yeah.
Again, the biggest issue would just have to be the goddamn accents.
Yeah.
Actually, I had an issue with the first bomb, the one that killed Blanket.
Mm-hmm.
The bridge was still intact afterwards.
Yeah.
But did you see the mushroom cloud that it fucking caused? That Jimmy saw it across
Yeah.
town. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but the effects on Blanket's face, if you notice, like I watched it on my phone, and I could still tell. You could see the indent, like on his, like on the
Mhm.
side of his face. But yeah, good effects.
You guys have, I mean, what did you think about the actual acting overall? I mean,
Definitely, over
Tommy
the
Lee
top.
Jones. Yeah, he really kind of takes it over, but his kind of crazy in a movie like this, I think it really plays well with how quickly he can kind of be that happy, jovial sounding, nice old man, and then immediately he's threatening and he's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The scene when he was like going up to the daughter with the kite and stuff was good.
Oh yeah.
It makes sense why he was Two-Face.
Yeah, he definitely.
That was after this, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
90,
97.
90, yeah. I believe that was Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Was
I
that
think
one?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that again. But yeah, then like Jeff Bridges, definitely you could tell when he's trying to defuse the bomb, and like little things, or he's trying to be funny but serious at the same time.
Yeah.
Like when he tells the girl, "Okay, I got to get in between your legs now." Like,
Yeah, and I mean, you could tell he studied because you could see him. He'd keep doing that with his fingers, and he'd get all set up, and then he'd kind of psych himself out, and get up again, and
yeah,
I mean, I've never done anything that stressful, but when I was working electrical, if you're playing with something that's live, you kind of have those feelings. So,
yeah. And then like when he was inside the house, like just walking around the daughter's room, calling him, like maniacal. Tommy Lee Jones was maniacal in this, and definitely played to the character's strength.
And then I mean, you get those videos of him, with the
Yeah.
puppets. And
Oh
just,
yeah.
just great. Great. Again, I think that this movie probably would have gotten more recognition if it wasn't for the goddamn horrible accents.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all it is. Do we recommend Blown Away from 1994?
Yes.
Kyle?
Yeah. If you're into action movies, definitely.
I do. I love this movie. Even though the accents kind of make you kind of cringe. I think Tommy Lee Jones did great in this movie. Jeff Bridges, I mean, his accent, again, it came and went, but, you could feel his emotion in it. So I think it was a good movie. I do recommend it.
But see, that's how they think people from Boston talk.
Well, they think a lot of things.
Yeah.
Sequel potential?
Yeah, I could see a sequel. Maybe I would have, it would have been better 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But, right after the first one. But
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. That still would have been a decade after the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, yeah, immediately after. 20 years ago. No, that's 30 years ago would be immediately
But
after.
no, 10 years after, it could have been good,
Yeah, I think it
But
was.
now, Jeff Bridges, he's 30 years older now.
So is Tommy Lee Jones and
Forrest Whitaker, and everybody's older. But yeah, I could see a sequel where maybe like another relative comes over from Ireland and goes after Franklin's character because he quote unquote killed him, and Jimmy has to come out of retirement to help him. They could have been the new Riggs and Murtaugh,
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
I haven't gotten real sick of him
Yeah.
real quick. I mean, reboot.
Yeah, but you know damn well it would be a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah, that's fine.
But who could you see playing Tommy Lee Jones's character?
Jared Leto.
No, good God, no.
What about Donnell Logue from like the show Grounded for Life?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
If you've seen him on SVU, he plays like that serious role. He was on Sons of Anarchy in
He
a
does
serious
lot of
role.
things. I've seen him a lot. I know him.
But I could see him playing Tommy Lee's character against a Mark Wahlberg, or who could play Jeff Bridges' character, except for Wahlberg.
Matt Damon. Ben Affleck.
Matt Damon.
Casey Affleck.
No, it's
John
Hollywood.
Krasinski.
They'd pick a British person.
What about Donnie Wahlberg?
No, they're casting A-listers.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So that's out
I
there.
don't know.
What rating do you give this, John?
I give this a 4.5 mugs.
Ooh, that's pretty high, Kyle.
I think I agree with Letterboxd at 2.9.
Ooh. I'm gonna give it a 4. I like this movie. Holds a lot of great memories. The accents leave something to be desired, but other than that, I think it's.
Well, before the internet, that's how they thought all us Bostonians talked.
Well, he didn't even do a good Boston accent.
None of them did. Well, to be fair, they weren't doing Boston accent. They were trying to be Irish.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Kevin Bacon. I could see him playing Jeff Bridges' character. I bet you he has a mean Irish accent.
R.I.P.D. I don't think he did.
R.I.P.D.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot he was in that.
All right, well, IMDb gave it a 6.2, Rotten Tomatoes 39%, Letterboxd 2.9. I mean, teach their own. I like it. It's nostalgic for me. I used to watch this movie a lot. So, what will we be covering next week, Mr. John Boy?
Next week, we are covering the 1993 classic Last Action Hero starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wait, what the hell? I thought we were watching The Strangers. What happened?
No. Talked him out of that real quick. Told you. Last Action Hero is just a better movie. The bar is now closed, so we can't change it.
Kyle, have you seen Last Action Hero?
Oh, yes.
We've been over that like 5 times.
Just making sure. All right, now do the spiel.
Do you want to do it? You can do it. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow us and stay up to date with the podcast at the Movie Bar Pod on Twitter, at Movie Bar Podcast on Instagram, and at Movie Bar Pod on YouTube, and at the Movie Bar Podcast on Facebook.
We are on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcast, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and most places you listen to your podcast. Be sure to check out our website, www.moviebarpod.com.
Thank you for listening, and please let us know what you want to hear by contacting us on social media or via email at themoviebar@outlook.com. Please be sure to like, review, and subscribe to the podcasts. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.